Okay, welcome to a new video. This is basically unboxing of the one that I mentioned, the Pokemon Scale World figures. These are the Hoenn region variants. Well, the second wave anyway. That's the first wave, which didn't contain that many, but these are all the trainers. I have a few more, like the Legendaries, Rayquaza, Kyogre and Groudon. They are coming, but for now it's just these. This one on top is Wally, the one on the left Wallace and Milotic, and the one on the right is Steven and Metagross. And this is just the classic, the one that's available in stores. These are all premium Bandai exclusive, mostly. There are certain times when these are available on the Pokemon store outright. These, I mean. If Pokemon Center sells them, then you will likely be able to find them in the Pokemon Center stores as well. But for now, let's just start opening these. This is it, Wally and Gelly. In order to prevent the tape from tearing into it, I'll use a razor to cut it. This is it. It looks quite simple. Seems that there might be some tape. But they're actually very detailed. These are not your ordinary figures, the ones that you buy from Moncole and all that. These are very detailed, high quality figures. Now that's how I justify it anyway. You can look at the details, really nice. You can see the paint job is absolutely flawless. Even the face. The camera's not doing it any justice though. Well, when I get a better camera, perhaps the future Scale World videos would be better. There it is. Forgot about that. Look at that. High quality. Oh, and as the Scale World name suggests, these are all in scale, so Milotic and Wallace. You would think that Wally and Wallace would be connected somehow. Oh dear no. Licia is connected instead. Very big box. No doubt thanks to Milotic's size. You can see Mikuri and Milokaros. That's just right. You can see a list of all the Scale World figures. Imagine having all of them lined up in display cases. Oh, that would be really nice. I actually have the Ores Omega Red Alpha Sapphire figures in a case already. I'll bring it down for you all to see at the end of the video. I plan to encase the entire set that you saw at the start of the video, but I'm just right now thinking of how I should go about it. So as you can see, he placed a stand here to support the tail so that this part lays flat on the floor, on the surface. Next, we assemble Wallace. Oh my god, what the heck is that? There. Fantastic. There. Clear view of the box. I don't think that's needed. There. As you can see, the box is almost as big, if not bigger. No doubt due to Metagross's size. Let's see. Ah yes, you can see some indication of the groundon. And here's a side view of the box. Man, gotta be careful. Look at that. How huge is that? That Metagross is just like looking out for you from the plastic. What up? I initially held it like this, but if you buy this, never hold it by the joints. Do not do as I did, because these joints are the frailest part of the figure. If you have to hold it like this by its underbelly, or like this. You know, I talked about quality, but Steven looks kinda cursed. What the heck is this? His face looks nothing like the picture. Oh, wait. Does his head turn? Oh yes, it does. A little bit. Let's just try to recreate that look. Yes. Okay, now this looks kinda better. So they literally just made a side profile for him. That's all. You're not meant to display it like that. Because if you look at the box, it looks so much better. What is this? You know, on further inspection, I think the face is just a little long, but it's fine. Okay, let's just see what all three premium figures look like together. There, that looks pretty good. Unfortunately, my camera can't do it justice. For now, let's just move on to this. This is probably easily obtainable. There are two variants. One, like this, contains one set of everything here. And another contains 10 boxes with a random allocation of whatever is in there. Oh, you can see a sneak peek of the 3 legendaries. They should be on the way. As you can see, these are fixed. So you can see Plusso, Minen, Powalen, whatever. I'm not sure what that is. Tiltalis, Tilto and Tiltalis. I guess that's Swablu and Altaria. Haruka, Mei, Yuki, which is the Brandon? Yes, Brandon. Rox, Curlia, and Phoebus, and lastly, Gardevoir. So you can see these are individually numbered. If you go to any shop and they're selling it like this, I would not suggest that, because everyone is just gonna take the main characters and some of the bigger figures like Gardevoir, Altaria. These two definitely gone. Any shop that sells it in a blind box way. Let me just remove all the ones that I think are likely to be gone. These four immediately gone. The moment a shop opens a box, they're gonna be gone. So these are not blind boxes. I repeat, these are not blind boxes. You cannot get anything outside of what's on the box. So I do not recommend trying to search it up. The price of them is just about the same, so I recommend just buying them outright, buying a whole set. Look for the ones that comes in a set, not the ones that comes in a pack of 10, because there are only 6 types here, and in that pack of 10 you're gonna get lots. Well, not lots, you know how many you're gonna get. You're gonna get 4 dupes, and you don't know which one you're gonna get. Could be like 4 of these, and they're not worth much. You could get like 4, like 2 Altarias and 2 Gardevoirs. Those are gonna be worth quite a bit. Oh right, I almost forgot to mention these figures here. For those that are too young, these are the original art works and how the original characters look like in the Ruby and Sapphire on the Game Boy Advance. That's why they look kind of different. Anyone who's old enough to have played those games will know what these characters look like. So it's quite interesting. Look at that, so sure. And everyone used to think this was hair. Well, it turns out it was a hat. I used to think so. Maybe any one of the viewers out there may have known this, but not me. I always thought it was hair. I was like thinking, you know, why does such a young kid have white hair? But it turns out I was wrong. I had to get something to cut this pack open, because as you can see, May has those ribbons on the back of her head, which makes this very fragile. There. Very cute. Very animation accurate too. Well, maybe not animation, the game art accurate. Look at that. Doesn't it look like you're jumping into your childhood? It does for me, and I truly appreciate this series. Once again, if you're a fan of Pokemon in general, and you're looking for merch, and you have space, I highly recommend this series. It might be a little late, especially for all the Gen 1ers, but I do think it's not too late. Why? Because the Diamond Pearl Platinum series isn't out yet, and seeing that the games are coming out, I am very sure there'll be one of that series. It's kind of strange. It looks like Rods has a little table. But if you happen to own these, blue tack is actually a very good way to hold these figures, especially in their cases. That's what I use, because if you leave them like that in the case, the moment you transport the case, everything is gonna all shake and it's all gonna fall off. So if you use blue tack, you're gonna save yourself a lot of trouble. Seriously? Is this it? Okay, to understand why I reacted like that. Is this her stand? It's not even those plastic molds. Can she stand on her own? Barely. Serviceably well, I guess. It's a little... There's no good way to blue tack her unless you blue tack the skirt. You know what? Anyone who buys this, I recommend keeping this plastic tab. This is stable, look at that. If you don't appreciate figures and more a fan of cards, then I'm afraid this is just something you should just watch. Because this is not cheap, and this is also not space friendly. If you don't have enough space to display even gachapon figures, then I highly doubt you'll be able to display these in your home. But if you do, if you actually fit the criteria, I highly recommend it. Dun-dun. Moment of truth. Boom. Look at that. That's a big bird. It's a very, very big bird. I guess it sits right here like that, together with the swappy. Oh no, it knocked it away. There. Very nice. Look, imagine that on a display case. Doesn't it look great? I think so, and I think it's truly worth the money. Look at that, everything's to scale. Everything is the size it should be, as if it were real life. Look at how tiny the cast form is right there. And yet, I mean, honestly, you don't need much detail on the cast form, so that's quite an unfair comparison. Look at the plusso. Very nice. All that detail, even on the tail. Get it? Yeah, that's about it. Now, I will shift these aside and I will show you the completed case that these will form. Alright, here it is. The case that I've placed the Auras series in. The Naomi and Brandon along with their starters and some miscellaneous Pokemon. As you can see, being placed like this makes it look quite grand. Look at that. Nothing happens. Even at the most exaggerated position, you're like, whoa, whoa, oh, oh, it's about to drop, oh, it's about to drop. Look at that, nothing happens. This is why I highly recommend blue tack. Okay, that's the end of the unboxing. Here's some close-ups I've taken on my phone to make sure that you all can enjoy the quality of these figures properly. Hopefully it comes out clear, and enjoy.